It's a new chapter, right, today?
Correct, Prabhu. 17.
Oh, 17, right? Okay.
Ah.
Very good. You can see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, we can see.
Let's start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamastoke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyameshwaram Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurum Meritamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Deshatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Tassat. Hare Krishna. Welcome all for Bhagavatam discussion. Really wonderful to read Bhagavatam. And today we are starting a new chapter. How King Parishit punishment of reward for Kali. So we'll read here. Who is assigned to read? Please go ahead.
It's assigned to me, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Please.
Canto 1, Chapter 17, Punishment and Reward of Kali. Text 1. Sutta uvacha tatra go mitunam raja hanyamanam ana atavat danda hastam cha prishalam dadrase nrupa lanchanam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Sutta Goswami said, after reaching that place, Maharaja Parikshit observed that a lower caste Shudra, dressed like a king, was beating a cow and a bull with a club as if they had no owner. Purport. The principal sign of the age of Kali is that lower caste Shudras, that is, men without Brahmanical culture and spiritual initiation, will be dressed like administrators or kings, and the principal business of such non-Kshatriya rulers will be to kill the innocent animals, especially the cows and the bulls, who shall be unprotected by their masters, the bona fide Vaishyas, the mercantile community. In the Bhagavad Gita 18.44, it is said that the Vaishyas are meant to deal in agriculture, cow protection, and trade. In the age of Kali, the degraded Vaishyas, the mercantile men, are engaged in supplying cows to slaughterhouses. The Kshatriyas are meant to protect the citizens of the state, whereas the Vaishyas are meant to protect the cows and bulls and utilize them to produce grains and milk. The cow is meant to deliver milk and the bull is meant to produce grains. But in the age of Kali, the Shudra class of men are in the posts of administrators, and the cows and bulls are the mothers and the fathers, unprotected by the Vaishyas, are subjected to the slaughterhouses organized by the Shudra administrators. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. The first sloka, Sutta Goswami says, after reaching that place, Maharaj Parishit observed that the lower caste, a Shudra, dressed like a king, was beating cow and a bull with a club, as they had no honor. So, the Prabhupada in the purport talks about this nature of Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, the people of lower caste, they will dress them like the administrator, kings. And not only dress, today they are the kings, to be honest. Many of the ministers, chief ministers, I mean, I'm not talking that they're born in a Shudra family. I'm not talking that. They have, many of them, they have no qualification to become ministers or rulers. Whichever the family they're born, they may be born in Brahmanical or Kshatriya or Vaishya, don't care. But do they have the qualification? Do they have the qualities to rule a country? May not be there. Many of them no, because either they have made money or some are film actors because they are famous in the film because people are voted, or some are very rich business, they got made money. Some are because of some caste. Some for them the parents or father was minister, political leader because of them. So individually they might or might not have. Some may be having, but majority don't have. That's why Prabhupada says the principal sign in the age of Kali is that lower caste Shudra, that's men without Brahmanical culture or spiritual initiation, will be dressed like administrators. And the principal business of that non-Kshatriya is to kill innocent animal, especially mother cow. This is what happening, and this is the symptom of Kali Yuga. This is going to happen more. So that's Bhagavatam says that, the symptom is going to be worse. The situation will never be improved. But Chaturvarnya Maya Sister Guna Karma Vibhaga Krishna says that this 4 Vibhaga I made based on Guna and Karma. And each one has got their own the responsibility and duties. Brahmana has got his own responsibilities, like studying Vedas and teaching Vedas, performing Yajna Homa, and be a guide to the Kshatriya and Vaishya. It's kind of he is a consultant or he is a guide. But he will not come and rule or he will not come and do business. But he will guide them how to do. That is the quality of Brahmana. Kshatriyas is to protect the kingdom from the enemies. The enemy could be the human or animal or any kind of enemy. They will fight. They will do the administration. For that maintenance, they may collect some tax. But again, that tax is used for the use of public. Not like today's rulers. They collect tax, they accumulate wealth for themselves for maybe 10 so many generations. Even if they finish, they cannot finish, so much they would have accumulated. So that is the nature of the rulers today. But the duty of Vaishya is to, Prabhupada talks about here 1844, he says Krishi Goraksha Vanijja Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudhya api Swabhavajam. Prabhupada translates that farming, cow protection, and the business are the natural work for the Vaishyas, and for Shudras there are labor and service to others. So the Vaishya, Krishi, Goraksha. So taking care of cows, doing agriculture and business. So what is the agriculture product? They go to the market and sell. In return, they do the barter system or money system, whatever it is. With that, the business goes. That's how their nature works. Now, what does Shudra do? Shudra job is to do service, like specifically there are specialized services like blacksmith, goldsmith, or the kambara, we call it, the one who makes a pot or like a painter, so many electrician, contract, all these are comes under the Shudra quality. So in that perspective, today, all of us are Shudras. We are neither Kshatriyas, we are neither Brahmana, we are neither Vaishyas. We are all Shudras. Because the Shastra says one who works for somebody for salary is Shudra. So we are all in that. But Janma Jayate Shudra, in Shastra also takes, generally people are low born, whereas their quality improves when they take up Krishna consciousness. When they take up Krishna consciousness, they can be, the person born in Shudra family also can be born to the Brahmana family. Not only that, when he takes up Krishna consciousness, Brahmana also becomes a Vaishnava. Vaishnava means topmost. So that level goes. So here, Srila Vishnu Chakratharya writes that in the 17th chapter, the question and answer between Parishit and Dharma and punishment and mercy received by the Kali are described. So this chapter talks about that. Okay, so we'll read the next sloka. We'll read the second. Whom is assigned in India? If assigned
Archana
devotee. Oh,
Mataji.
Archana Mataji, huh?
Hmm.
Archana Mataji there, no?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji, that is for Shruti Mataji.
Shruti Mataji only assigned, no?
Yeah, and she assigned for herself, Prabhuji.
And she is not there.
Okay.
Okay, somebody else read, no problem.
Shall I read Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Text 1.17.2 Vashram Maranala Dahavalam Mehentam Iva
Vashramranaladabalam mehanatam iva bibhyatam vepamanam padekena siddhatam shudrataditam.
Yeah.
Anvada, translation.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation: the bull was as white as a white lotus flower. He was terrified of the Sudra who was beating him, and he was so afraid that he was standing on one leg, trembling and urinating. Purport: the next symptom of the age of Kali is that principles of religion, which are all spotlessly white, like the white lotus flower, will be attacked by the uncultured Sudra population of the age. They may be descendant of Brahmana or Kshatriya forefathers, but in the age of Kali, for want of sufficient education and culture of Vedic wisdom, such a Sudra-like population will defy the principles of religion, and persons who are religiously endowed will be terrified by such men. They will declare themselves as adherent of no religious principles, and many isms and cults will spring up in Kali Yuga only to kill the spotless bull of religion. The state will be declared to be secular or without any particular principle of religion. As a result, there will be total indifference to the principles of religion. The citizens will be free to act as they like without respect for sadhu, shastra, and guru. The bull standing on one leg indicates that the principles of religion are gradually diminishing. Even the fragmental existence of religious principle will be embarrassed by so many obstacles as if in the trembling condition of falling down at any time. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki jai. So further he said the bull was as white as lotus flower, and he was terrified by the Shudra who was beating. As if he was afraid, he was standing on one leg, trembling and urinating. The bull is attacked by the Shudra who, acting like a king, but he was low-born. And the bull is afraid because standing on one leg, because we know the 4 pillars of dharma: Satya, Saucha, Tapa, and Daya. This all 3 has gone. It's only standing on Satya, little. That is also trembling. So the 4 pillars of dharma all lost when the Kali enters. So that's why Prabhupada insisted that as practicing devotees, we should follow the basic 4 pillars, which is Satya means no gambling, Daya means no meat eating, and Saucha means no illicit relationship, and Tapa means no gambling. So this is the basic principle we should follow. So this the bull is already trembling, and the person, the Shudra, he is beating. So Prabhupada in the purpose writes that a symptom of the age of Kali is that principal religion, which are all spotlessly white. So our principal religions all pure, perfect. The spotlessly white. White means there is no mark, there is no spot to identify the bad thing in that. But they will be attacked by uncultured Shudra population in the age of Kali. So they will attack unnecessarily, they create issue. So that's how the Sanatana Dharma, so many ways they create issue. They talk so many things, how to attack Sanatana Dharma. So they have so many, Prabhupada says, so many isms. They create so many isms. So in that ism, in the name of ism, they also think that, yes, we are also part of Sanatana Dharma. We are also practicing and devotional service. And in that name, they'll create so many the problems. So that's how they break. The whole Sanatana Dharma is broken by this so-called, here they're talking about so-called the Shudra of external enemies, so that they can break our system, so that they can rule. So Prabhupada says that here, who are religiously endowed will be terrified by such men. The truthful person, real devotee will be attacked. They will be terrified by this kind of men. So they have only one principle. Either you follow what we say, otherwise they'll kill you. This is what happened recently also. So just because they're born in one particular community, will be killed. That is how their terrific or demonic mentality goes. So whereas Prabhupada also says that the state will be declared secular, this Prabhupada wrote 50 years before. That is time itself, Prabhupada says, what is secular? Secular, today the secular means anti-Hindu, anti-Sanatana secular. That's how our definition of secular in a society. Even though they say, secular means consider everybody equal, but that's not secular. Hindu temples are under government, whereas other religions, they got a full freedom. They can practice whatever they want, but Hindu cannot practice. This is secular. In Hindu country, majority country, Hindu cannot preach, cannot establish education system, whereas others can do. So that's secular. If you talk about against anyone else, you are unsecular, or you are the terrorist. But you are somebody talking against Hinduism, he is secular. This is the mode of secular. Recently, I visited one school, talking to principal, but with requesting them that, can you kind of at least help us to preach some of our spiritual knowledge to kids. She openly says, sir, ours is a secular school. We cannot talk about Hinduism here. Means I can talk about any other religion, but not Hinduism. That's a secular. The definition of secular is that. So in that, what happens that the no respect for sadhu, guru, sadhu, shastra. So Prabhupada mentions that the whole respect for guru, sadhu, shastra goes. In that process, the person will preach his own philosophy, or he'll become his own guru. He'll establish his own mat without check and balances. Guru, sadhu, shastra check balance is not there. Then in the process, he'll make mistakes, and he'll be blamed. He'll be arrested, and whole Sanatana Dharma will be blamed for it. Whole Hindus are like this. Because there is no control, because there's nobody to ask. Whatever he does is a rule. So that's why Prabhupada says Guru Sadhu Shastra. Each one should have his guru, and his guru should have another sadhu, and they all should follow Shastra. Nobody can concoct anything. Nobody can speak anything against or without the reference of Shastra. That's why if you see Prabhupada's purport, whatever he quotes, he never says my opinion. He is quote from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Purana, Upanishad. He will quote exactly what is written. He will not say this my opinion as I think. No. That's why, whatever we speak, we should refer to the scriptures. We should quote exactly what is written in the scriptures. Okay, we'll read the one more sloka.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I am allotted third text. Canto 1, chapter 17, text 3. Hare Krishna. Kamsa dharma dukam dinam prusam sutra baha pada hatam vivatsam asru vadanam shamam yavasam ichatim. Translation purport by His Grace Divine,
Bless divine grace.
His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation: although the cow is beneficial because one can draw religious principles from her, she was now rendered poor and calfless. Her legs were being beaten by a Sudra. There were tears in her eyes, and she was distressed and weak. She was hankering after some grass in the field. Purport: the next symptom of the age of Kali is the dressed condition of the cow. Is the distressed condition of the cow. Milking the cow means drawing the principles of religion in a liquid form. The great rishis and munis would live only on milk. Srila Sukadeva Goswami would go to a householder while he was milking a cow, and he would simply take a little quantity of it for subsistence. Even 50 years ago, no one would deprive a sadhu of a quart or two of milk, and every householder would give milk like water. For a Sanatanist, a follower of Vedic principles, it is the duty of every householder to have cows and bulls as household paraphernalia, not only for drinking milk, but also for deriving religious principles. The Sanatanist worships cows on religious principles and respects Brahmanas. The cow's milk is required for the sacrificial fire, and by performing sacrifices, the householder can be happy. The cow's calf not only is beautiful to look at, but also gives satisfaction to the cow, and so she delivers as milk as possible. But in the Kali Yuga, the cows are separated from the cows as early as possible for purposes which may not be mentioned in these pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. The cow stands with tears in her eyes. The Sudra milkman draws milk from the cow artificially, and when there is no milk, the cow is sent to be slaughtered. These greatly sinful acts are responsible for all the troubles in the present society. People do not know what they are doing in the name of economic development. the influence of Kali will keep them in the darkness of ignorance. Despite all endeavors for peace and prosperity, they must try to see the cows and the bulls happy in all respects. Foolish people do not know how one earns happiness by making the cows and bulls happy, but it is a fact by the law of nature. Let us take it from the authority of Srimad Bhagavatam and adopt the principles for the total happiness of humanity. Hare Krishna. Srila
Prabhupada ki.
Prabhupada. Jai.
So further says here, although the cow is beneficial because one can draw religious principle from her, and she has now rendered poor and calfless. Her legs were being beaten by Shudra. There were tears in her eyes, and she was distressed and weak. She was hankering after some grass in the field. This is the pity situation of mother cow. So Prabhupada in the purport says the next symptom of age of Kali is to distressed condition of the cow. How the cows have been distressed, killed. When the whole purport, Srila Prabhupada talks about that. So the whole point is that the caring for a cow is the only solution to solve many of the problems. Prabhupada says that where cow is not taken care, the bulls are not taken care, that society is gone, because Krishna will not spare those people. Sometimes he may say that I'm not doing anything, but by not protecting, I'm part of the crime. So that is the biggest problem now, because I may not do, but because I'm not doing anything to protect them, I'm also part of the crime. So I also equally punished. That should be the very, very dangerous point. So here Prabhupada talks about how the cow milk is beneficial, and also in the Sanatana Dharma, the olden days, how people used to distribute the cow milk like water. Whoever comes, they're given the milk. So Prabhupada quotes Sukadeva Goswami when he was traveling, he'll go to householder's house. He'll wait only that time the cow milking is required, only that time, and it takes some milk and go. Nothing more than that. That's how the sadhus will, ask for alms. But the point here Prabhupada makes that only for drinking milk, but also deliver religious principle, the cow is useful, and cow milk is required for a sacrifice fire, and by performing sacrifice, the householder can be happy. So by performing sacrifice, various Devi Devatas get satisfied. When Devata satisfied, the sumptuous rain and no drought, no the flood, and the vegetation happens, everything provided. When everything is provided in society, every household is happy. So the whole system of Vedic system, Devi Varnashram Dharma works in that. So when we do that, all depends on how nicely we take care of cows, how we protect cows. So whereas today what happens society, Prabhupada mentions that how people are, killing cows, and how the calves are separated from the mother cow, and mother cow come after tears, and she's shedding tears. And there are goshalas where the milking cow is with the machine. The machines are milking, and they do not just milking the milk. They take in the blood. That's how the machine does. So this is the full of violence. There is no kind of a daya at all. That kind of a milk and distributed. We get the packet milk. We easily drink, and we are also part of the crime, because that's how we are also get into the same sin. So knowingly, unknowingly, we are also become part of the crime. That's why the whole society will be punished. So that's why we should be very, very careful. Prabhupada says, despite all endeavors for peace and prosperity, they must try to see the cows and the bulls happy in all respect. Otherwise, you will not get happiness. Krishna will never allow the society be happy where cows or bulls are not happy. Nothing else, whatever puja patana you do, but the cows are not happy, bulls are not happy, that society will not be happy because they are so dear to Krishna. So as a practice devotees, as in Prabhupada Anugas, we should take some step. Prabhupada says, foolish people do not know how one can earn happiness by making cows and bulls happy. But it's a fact that law of nature. Let's take it from authority of Srimad Bhagavatam, adopt the principle of total happiness society. The total happiness can come only when we do cow protection and we take care of the mother cow nicely. Whole society will be happy. Everything will be taken care. With that, I'll stop here. The devotees can share their comments. Who wants to start from the maybe last Umar Shankar Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhu.
So, this sloka 1, whatever it is, that the earth sees the signs of destructions from all the directions, and Dharma was standing in only one leg. So, in this, the Parishit Maharaja saw that a low-born person, he acts as the wicked person, and was attacking Dharma, and he is trying to destroy all the remaining 3 legs. This the kid Parikshit rushed to stop him, Prabhuji. Am I correct, Prabhuji?
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare
Shruti,
Krishna.
Prabhuji, anything?
That's it.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, some guests came, so I couldn't attend, Prabhuji. Sorry.
Sumit Prabhu. Sumit Prabhu, are you there? Okay, Lakshmi Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhu, sorry, I
Okay, go
was
ahead, yeah.
speaking on mute. Yeah, so in the first shloka, it has been given like how in the age of Kali, our whole natural social order is like it is a reversal. So now Shudras who are like maybe born in Brahminical family or some Kshatriya family, but they are Shudras by their consciousness and they are lacking that Brahminical culture and spiritual initiation. So they are taking positions in higher places like administrators and big politicians, and despite being unfit. And these leaders, rather than protecting the society, they are promoting the violence, especially by supporting the slaughter of cows and bulls. So cow and bull is symbolically, we can say, the mothers and fathers in Vedic culture. So cow represents the earth and bull represents the dharma. And they are supporting the slaughter of the cows and the bulls. And as per the Bhagavad Gita, Vaishyas are meant for engaging in agriculture, cow protection, and trade. But in Kali Yuga, these Vaishyas are degraded and they are engaged in commerce that harm cows, including sending them to slaughterhouse. And in passage 2, we saw like how the Sanatan Dharma is under attack. So because nowadays there are many type of different cults and ism, as you mentioned. Because of those, they are speculating a lot of things, and the state has also become secular. So-called secularism has come, which is actually directly attacking Sanatan Dharma. So they become often indifferent to or hostile to true religious principles, and they reject the sadhus, shastras, and the gurus that lead to the disoriented society where moral relativism is prevails. And then the bull was standing on 4 legs, like 4 pillars of dharmas are there. But in Kali Yuga, there is only one pillar left, that is truthfulness, that is also shaking. So religion is on decline. And in the last one, again about the cow, how cows are exploited for milk, often forcibly. So calves are separated from them, and they are not provided enough milk. And even machines are used nowadays for milking them. Certain injections are given for producing more milk. And when cows are not giving milk, they are being slaughtered. So that is like it's a very highly sinful act that is condemned in the Vedic text. So true path to human happiness is to live as per the laws of nature and scriptures. We have to protect and honor cows and bulls and our respect the sages, our respect our scriptures and follow the principles given in them. Yeah, Prabhu.
And many of these cows, they are not cows. They're called crossbreed with so many other animals, Jersey, all those things. They are not actually cows. So that way they are calling themselves cow and making cow milk, and it's not cow milk. That way also they're cheating us.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Sridevi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So when Maharaja Parikshit reached the place, he saw the age of Kali. These Shudra men, they are dressed in Kshatriya dress, and they are beating these cows, bulls and cows. The bulls and cows, the bull is supposed to give grains, and the cow is supposed to give milk. But if the milk is not given properly, these Shudra men, they're sending the cow for the slaughterhouses and all. So such is the degraded state of the age of Kali. And the bull is stand for the dharma. It is not standing on the four legs. It is only standing on the one leg only. So the bull is very trembling and urinating because the dharma is not followed properly. And we have to take care of the cows properly. Previous years, previous many years from the time beginning, these cow milk actually all the householders used to give for the sadhus and the people, the Sanatan Dharma people and all, so that they used to give just like that. And with that cow milk only, they used to sustain, just to sustain and follow the Dharma and read the scriptures and all. These sadhus and all the devotees, they used to live happily. But now everything is different. When the cow only is not there and there nobody is there to, actually Vaishyas are supposed to protect the cows and bulls, and now Vaishyas are no more protecting. They are doing wrongful business. So when cow only is not protected properly, where is the question of producing milk and all? So when the cow is not taken care properly, no milk, and the bull is not taken care, no grains. So that degraded state of life nowadays it's happening.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna. Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna.
It's these contents of these texts are very painful to go through and understand. It is a very sorry state. And as you said, top of it, already they have started in the name of the agriculture development and this thing by introducing crossbreed and all such things. The original cow is already destructed. And I remember during the early childhood and boyhood, I used to taste very good this thing in village environment. They used to bring hot milk before going to bed. We were in a hostel, and they used to bring from the village this thing. It used to be very tasteful, but these days, even 20 years back, when we were discussing with some veterinary doctor who in Mysore, they were supporting all this thing. Nandini is the only reliable this thing. All other brands, all other milks are adulterated, they used to tell. But nowadays we are unable to rely upon any this thing, whether it is house maintained or in farm maintained or any other this thing. Already it is spoiled. They have spoiled the nature, and all cross breeds are introduced, and so many nonsenses they are doing. And another this thing, distress and pitiful circumstances of cows are highlighted. If nothing is to protect the cow, the silent spectator will also be punished suitably. That is a very important statement. As a devotee, I must observe wherever when I come across to understand that such a pitiful state is there, and I must do something. I must courageous enough to do something to protect the cows. And Vedic system provides a complete protection of cows and required milk for sadhus, yajnas, and for everything. And law of nature is only by protecting cows, society can be happy. So all these things everyone must bear in mind and try to bring back the natural environment for the existing cows at least, and try to protect all possible measures, and try to whatever best possible from each one's end must be attempted sincerely, I feel, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Murali Prabhu, anything?
Yes, Prabhu. Some tablets also have a non-veg, Prabhu. So we have to make an attempt to replace those, because I was referring one health manual. Some honors, those people, they are referring this, Prabhu.
Yeah.
I was that's what I think. It is a responsibility you have to take. Prabhu. That's all, Prabhu.
Yes. Lakshmi Mataji.
Sincerely, we must pray to God also, Prabhuji, to
Okay.
that will.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
This is about my family, Prabhu. Recently, my grandmother's house at Kumbakonam, they bought one cow with their calf, Prabhuji. The religious principles, because of the religious principles, they actually bought. And for the Abhishekam of Lord Narasimha, actually, they bought the cow. And so my mother was very happy hearing about this, because when she was a child, that house was full of cows and calves. More than 25 cows were there at that time. Now, recently they bought one, but maintaining that is very difficult, they say. So, though after hearing that, everyone felt very happy in our house. But what we can do now is we can contribute for the Goshalas, Prabhuji. So many I think so many trust, they maintain Goshalas. We can contribute enormously to that, Prabhuji. Just a simple thing I said. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Archana Mataji, you want to say anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Archana Mataji. Asha Mataji, there. Got disconnected maybe. Okay, so we'll stop here. Vancha kalpatarabhyasya kripasindhubhyo patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Grantaraj Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. We'll continue on Monday.